Alrighty guys, welcome back to another Bowdisciples video. This one I have been teasing for at least a month and finally have got the time to do it, and we got a lot of questions for this Q&A, so I got my phone right here. Got all the questions in here from both Instagram and YouTube. So if you're not, go ahead and follow the Bowdisciples Instagram page and subscribe to this channel on YouTube if you haven't already. So we're gonna go ahead. How you feeling about the Q&A?
Well, you haven't shown me a single question yet, so
I have not.
We're hoping none of them put me on the spot.
Some of
or
them,
you, I guess.
Some of them might. So I gotta search way deep here to find the original Q&A questions, and as soon as I find them, we will get started. So first of all, I am drinking a Diet Dr. Pepper. Gonna go ahead and pop that sucker. What are you sipping on?
Because I am kind of on a booze cleanse, but not as much as you. I am sipping on Red Bull and strawberry Moscato.
Sounds lovely.
Don't hate on it, it's delicious.
That sounds very lovely. So I'm on a 3-week booze break that'll end next weekend when we have what I think is going to be a very fun video coming down the pipe. So for that video, I'll be back on the bandwagon, or off the bandwagon, not sure what you would call it. The first question is from Erin, who is my buddy from high school's wife, and she asked, why do I shoot a compound bow rather than a traditional bow? And for that question, when I was younger, I did shoot traditional for a little while. I'll get to that later in another question, but the reason I like to shoot a compound bow is, number one, I like the process of it. I like having a peep, and I like having sights, and I like just everything about it. I really enjoy and always have, so I guess that's the main reason. I have nothing against traditional shooting and shooting a recurve or a longbow, and I could see myself doing it again for fun or something, but I've actually thought about for a long time doing a javelina hunt with a recurve bow, and I know that I could for sure get close enough to do it, and one day I probably will once I've had time to practice enough. But the short answer, I like compound bows and I like everything about them, so that's why I shoot them.
I have only ever shot a recurve once in my life, and when I did it, I punched myself in the face. So I'll pass on recurve.
Classic.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into some YouTube questions. Okay, this one is from Brett Welch. Is it hard to fall asleep with all that excellence pulsing through your veins? Yes, it is. It is tough, Brett. But, you know, I get enough sleep, just barely, so.
Oh, you really boosted that ego.
Is that only for me, that question?
I think that's only for you.
All right. What arrows do you both use, and do you use the same arrows for hunting and 3D? So I use, I really have never been an arrow nerd. I basically just shoot whatever Bruce kind of tells me to shoot. So right now I shoot the Velocity Pro 300s by Gold Tip with 100 grain tip and 30 grains in the insert. So I believe it's 422 grains, and yes, I use it for everything. Have harvested several bull elk with that setup, plenty of mule deer, and I shoot all 3Ds with the same arrow. When I shoot, I really don't want to be messing around with my stuff. The reason I do 3Ds is to be more proficient hunting, and I don't want to be jumping around between different things. I want to shoot the same thing and get more and more dialed with it. What do you shoot? Oh, she shoots a Gold Tip 500.
Yeah, so I messed around with trying out what you would call target arrows, I guess. Real thin. I think when we weighed them in total, they were 222 or 212 grains.
Something like that.
Total. Tiny. Cut them down shorter than my normal arrows. Overall, my bigger arrows by far shoot more accurately than the target arrows did. Just isn't for me. I'm sure if you played with it a lot, you'd find what works best, but for me, just sticking with my ones I would use hunting and target shooting is really, I can't do both. I can't multitask.
Yeah, so same idea. Shoot one thing, get good at it, and that way when you go hunting, you know you're dialed, you know you're set up, and you're not searching for it. That was from Bruce Scott. Next question is from Bo Customs, and he said, "I wish Hawaii had a TAC event. Maybe you and Brianna could hold a prize giveaway to a TAC event. Just a thought." I guess that's not really a question, but yeah, I think something like that would be cool. Like, some sort of contest where you can win and come shoot in our group at a TAC, I think would be pretty fun. So, yeah, that's something definitely could consider. Rescue Ridge Outdoors asks, which TAC events will you be attending? So this year we did San Antonio. We were going to do Oklahoma, but that fell through last minute. And we're going to do Park City. And then next year, either both of us or just me will probably do some other ones in addition that I haven't done. So I've done Snowbird, Snow Basin, Colorado, Park City, and San Antonio. So I've done 5 and would like to eventually hit them all. So next year, probably do a couple new ones. She only been to one. She only been to San Antonio. Well, how was that experience? I don't think that's a question, but I'll ask a question.
It's probably not a question, but no, it was good. A little flat, I guess, but there were still some more challenging up or downward shots than we have here in the shoots that we do in California. Definitely excited / nervous to go to Park City because that's going to be a whole different experience than I've ever shot before.
Yeah, she from Florida, so they don't have mountains like they do
hills
here. An anthill is a mountain in Florida, so that'll be an experience for her for sure. TJB50 Tactical said, "Good looking couple." Yes, thank you. Avid Hunter 1016 said, "This chick is smoking hot." I agree with this guy. Thank you. Do you ride? This is the picture where we're in front of the street bike at Mavericks and PB. So I think he's asking if I ride street bikes. I do not. Do you ride street bikes? Like
No.
Harleys or crotch rockets?
Definitely not.
No.
I can barely walk on my own 2 feet.
Patience Joshua Grove says, "Alley-oop." Classic. This guy's got a few.
Oh, a few?
His name is Gus on YouTube.
Gus. That's a nice name.
I like
Gus.
it. Short and simple. What or whom got you into archery? Okay, so for myself, that's my dad. I've done archery ever since I was a little tyke, and he got me into it. How about you?
Mine was probably about 8 years ago now. I forgot I got a birthday coming up. I was an ex, yep. But I would not change that one for the world because it is probably one of my favorite things to do.
Who is your hero? Hero, I guess, would probably be like guys I grew up hunting with, like that I looked up to. My dad, Jay, one of the guys we hunted with for years, still hunt with him to this day. Excellent hunters. I learned a ton from them both. So those guys, and then guys I never met, I really look up to Chuck Adams a lot. To me, it's probably the best archer of all time. So for me, those guys, and then Michael Waddell to me was kind of like a pioneer of making archery fun, and that's something that I try to do. Not to bash on other YouTube channels. I'm not going to do that because I like everybody's stuff and I watch it, but a lot of it's pretty much the same and just very to the point, nuts and bolts. And for me, I want to do that and be good at it and proficient and be someone that people can learn from, hopefully, or at least get inspired by, but also have fun at the same time. So Michael Waddell to me did that way early before anyone else was really doing that, and he still does it to this day. So to me, that's pretty cool. Have you always been into Bowtech? If so, what was the deciding factors that drew you to Bowtech?
Well, have you ever shot, I don't know if I've ever asked you this, have you ever shot anything other than Bowtech?
I have, yeah. So we'll get to that. There's some questions where I'll cover that later, but I've definitely shot other brands for sure. But ever since 2006, or maybe end of 2005, I've shot Bowtech ever since. I like other bows. I shoot them all in the reviews every year, and I really like them. Some years of Bowtech's Maybe not even my favorite, but I just always kind of stick with Bowtech. And this year they did happen to have my favorite bow, the SR350 that I'm shooting now. I just like them because I feel like they're always at the forefront of the technology curve, and I've just always really liked them. And especially in like that 2007, 2008 range, I really think that they kind of changed the game with the Guardian bows like that had those parallel limbs and the center pivot way early, kind of like I was saying about Michael Waddell being way ahead. That's kind of how I looked at Bowtech, and obviously the other brands are great and have caught up, I suppose, but in certain ways, but I still think Bowtech's a little bit out front most of the time.
So my first ever bow was a Bowtech, kind of, I guess, right? A diamond, which is their base, what would you call it? Base, low end bow.
Entry level.
I shot that for 2 months and was gifted, luckily, an Elite Spirit, which was back then Elite's only female bow. And then, unfortunately, they stopped making female bows, and I kept that one for the last 6 years, 6 years, I guess. And then when I got out here, shot it for a while, and James convinced me to get the, we only tried out that bow, I guess. Bruce, ordered a left-handed one to the store for me, we tried it out, and obviously the technology difference in what Elite had 6 years ago compared to the Bowtech Ibashaki Gen 2 is miles better. I'm not brand loyal though, so Elite, if you come out with a bow that I can shoot, I might switch.
If you had to move anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
This sounds so boring, but it's gonna be like Kentucky or northwestern Tennessee. I just prefer the more rural areas, the drives to mountains. I'm from beach towns, obviously, but it's not my favorite thing in the world. Love San Diego because I'm 45 minutes from mountains, or right at the beach, or 2 hours from snow, or 2 hours from the desert, so I can get everything here. But it would definitely be like Kentucky.
So for me, I always have said that my two favorite states to hunt probably, and two of my favorite states to go just overall, especially as a real estate guy, I see a lot of potential in both of them from a real estate perspective, and I like them because they're relatively close to home where I'm from and have a lot of positive traits, and that would be Arizona and New Mexico. So I think if I was going to move, it would probably be to one of those two states, and we'll see if that ever happens. But shout out to Gus. That was a lot of questions. They were all good questions, so I appreciate it. This one is from Matt Gowen. How is it possible to be such a stud and shoot perfect every time? I guess it's just God's plan. It's God's plan. Shout out to Matt. Okay, this one's from Bruce Scotto, I believe asked a question in the last box, but here we go again. I'm not close to any bow shop. Was hoping that my wife might try archery. What spine arrows do I need for a 25 to 30 pound bow?
Ooh.
She'll be a good example for this. I would say you'll probably want to be in the 500 to 1,000 spine, somewhere in that range. Maybe like 500 to 800 spine. This one is from Floppy Harper. Phenomenal name. What's your best tuning methods?
I don't know. The best, honestly, is going to be to go find a shop that you really love and make sure you trust that, Bowtech that's working there, and they're gonna know what tuning they need.
I gotta break this down, okay? She says Bowtech all the time. I get so confused. Apparently in Florida they call guys who work on bows Bowtechs. I never heard this, so no
not
confusion.
Not the brand Bowtech.
She's
a
not
bow technician.
Right. Okay. So yeah, but I agree. I don't tune my stuff. I just take it to Bruce at the bow and arrow shop, or Ernest, or Joe, or any of the guys at the shop, and let them do it. So that's what I do. If you want tuning advice, don't watch my channel because I'm not going to cover it unless I'm at the bow shop. If I'm in a bow shop video, then that's your bread and butter. Stanton Reynolds asks, and he asked this about 5 times I've seen, so here we go. Why don't you shoot a sidebar? Because for me, I find them bulky and I don't have any problem holding the pin steady, and I don't have any problem with cant on my bow, so I have absolutely no reason to run one. A lot of people do, and that's great.
What's a sidebar?
That's like a stabilizer that comes out the back side of your bow.
Oh, okay.
These two just came in right now. How's that whiskey with ice? Are you golfing tomorrow? Unfortunately, we all know I don't have whiskey. I have Diet Dr. Pepper, and she has wine with ice, so I guess it's closer.
No ice left, though.
And am I golfing tomorrow? No, I actually golfed today. A little bit rough. Actually, very rough. But golf today, so no, I'm not golfing tomorrow. I do not like to golf on weekends. Floppy Harper again. Here he is again. When are you coming to Oregon? I don't know.
Is that an invite to come to Oregon?
Might be.
Floppy Harper, I think you need to respond, because I'd be down.
I'll come to Oregon sometime for a hunt or a 3D shoot or
Unless
something.
it's winter.
I've been to Bend, Oregon for a bike event back in the day, so I have been to Oregon.
That's one state above California, right?
Yes. Okay, Daniel P says, what type of arrows are you shooting? Already went over that, but he says, what heads for hunting? So for me, I've used the Rage Hypodermics or Rage Tripans. Rage Tripans last like 3 years, and Hypodermics before that. And then way back, I used the old school Muzzies, which I loved, but I found that at distance they would start to curve a little. So now I shoot the Rage Tripan, and I really love it. Devastating damage, and they fly just like my field tip. So in states that allow it, I run the Rage Tripan.
I just run fixed blades. Like, I don't think I've ever, maybe we'll try one year, I don't know. But I've never pulled enough, but my arrows have never been fast enough to use expandables.
Pete H asks, do you live in San Diego or somewhere in Utah? It seems like you travel a lot. So I live in San Diego. I do go to Utah quite a bit. I suppose, travel a fair amount domestically for 3D shoots and hunts. I hunt all over the western U.S. and do 3D shoots in different states. So, but no, we both live in San Diego. How many tack shoots are there, and are you going to all of them? So, I don't know how many there are. I think there's like maybe 8 or somewhere in that ballpark. And am I going to all of them this year? No, but at some point, yeah, probably.
All of them in a year?
No, just like at some point. What about you,
Quit
same?
your job. Yeah, I think I'd get to all of them at one point or another in my lifetime.
James, do you shoot every day? From JS. So I go through phases. Sometimes I will shoot every day, but I have actually found that I shoot the best when I shoot kind of maybe 3 times a week, 3 or 4 times a week is usually when I'll be shooting the best. So that's usually about what I stick with. I don't mind shooting every day. Like I said, I try to shoot to what makes me the best, and I find that's every 3 or 4 days a week. Do you guys have 3XL sizes in shirts? Currently, no. Just up to 2XL. In the future, might do some 3XL, but as of now, no. When do you host your tournament? From Adventure Boys. So, it wasn't a tournament, but the 3 event, Top of the Hill Archery Experience in Julian already went by. It was on May 15th. Phenomenal, super fun. That video is on the channel as well. And we are going to do more events in the future, but none are on the calendar yet, so stay tuned for that. This is from Tyler Gornow. If you have to hit a 1 rep max for a new PR in the gym, what's your go-to song right now?
Oh, I thought they were going to ask what the workout is, so to say not legs.
Not legs for me. Yeah. I'm always injured on leg day, so.
No, I don't really, I might be a weirdo, but I don't really listen to music in the gym. If anything, it's maybe most of the time I prefer to run outside, but it'd be on a treadmill, and usually it's just going to be country music playing. That's it.
I'm kind of a weirdo, so like I listen to like talk shows most of the time in the gym, or like podcasts, and if I am going to listen to music, I don't know, something I'm jamming to at the time. Like, I don't really care that much. Maybe like a Bench Sevenfold or The Weeknd or something, but I usually just listen to like talk radio or something. Jacob Ortiz TX Texas, I'm guessing. What release do you use?
I should have Scott back tension release. I was using an index release before I switched to the Bowtech with all of these switches that I've made over the past 6 months. Well, probably 6 months ago. I think everything's way more accurate, so I advocate for back tensions. I know it's always a preference for people.
So she does not shoot a back tension. She shoots a thumb release, but uses it as a back
Bruce
tension.
called it a back tension.
Back tensions don't have a trigger
Oh.
at all. Yeah. So she shoots a Scott thumb release.
Then why do I have to do the whole back thing? Why can't I just pull my trigger?
Because we're not trying to have you punch it. We're trying to have you use the thumb release.
Then why would they give me a
tension,
release?
as a back tension release.
Then why would they give me a release?
You're doing great. Just keep working on it. Tyler again. What did you draw / put in for this year? Okay, so I applied in California, Arizona, and New Mexico, and I drew nothing other than a couple local tags. But I'm working on some things right now, so we'll see. I might have some cool hunts coming up, but working to finalize those details, so we'll see what happens. What did you put in for?
Well, I put in for absolutely nothing because we're still trying to figure out my California Navy military residency thing. So 0, but we are going to go on a javelina hunt. I do know that much. I have never stalked an animal. I've only ever been a tree stand hunter. Don't hate on them. It's still hard. But we're gonna, as in James is gonna teach me how to stalk, and it's probably gonna be abysmal the first try. But we're gonna be hopeful.
Slam18 asks, vein choice and what are the deciding factors? So I just shoot the Max Hunter veins because that's what Bruce tells me to shoot. How about you?
I don't even know what
she shoots some vein because she liked the color. CA Homeboy, California Homeboy, I'm guessing that means. Best way for first timer to bow hunt in SoCal. Okay, so for this I actually have a whole series on. If you dig back in the channel, I have several videos on this.
I might need to go watch that one.
To make it quick, I would suggest running a lot of trail cameras and find a good spot and sit a pop-up blind or a tree stand and sit it as much as you can. That would be my advice. What was your first bow?
Well, I think I already answered that one, but it was a diamond.
So for her it was a diamond. For me, my very first bow was probably a carbon fiber long bow, about this big, that I shot forever, and I was such a nerd, I would like tape huge stabilizers like 6 feet long on it and sit in the backyard and shoot. And then my first like decent bow that I got my first animal with in 1998, I believe, 98, 99, was a Brave compound bow we got from like Walmart or something, but that was a good bow. Would y'all shoot a tack with a subscriber? Yes, I would. And I'm going to work on that. Some sort of game or contest or something just to make it fun. But yes, I would. Would you?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's hard to do when you're not able to coordinate it in time, but you can always do those later shoots in the day where the courses are freed up.
Adolfo Gomez asked that. David Schneider asked, will you be at any events in Utah, Colorado, or Wyoming? So we'll be at Park City Total Archery Challenge this year, which is in Utah. I may be hunting in Utah this year. We'll see. It's one of the possibilities. Michael Parks asks, doing any ASA shoots? She is way too pretty for you, bro. I agree.
Thanks again.
I agree with that.
Do you have ASA shoots out here?
Not that I know of.
I know it's an Eastern thing for us for sure. Almost all our shoots, I feel like, are ASAs.
I don't know. Doesn't really interest me all that much to do tournaments like that, but who knows, maybe one day. Christopher Diaz asked, I saw y'all at Tax San Antonio playing cornhole, but was not sure to bother you for a pic with my sons. Does it bother you when people ask you for pics and then someone responded to them and said, I just had a small talk with him in San Antonio but didn't feel like asking for a pic with so many people asking?
Bother him.
And no, I do not mind at all. Neither does she. And I understand it's like kind of weird to come up to somebody, but to me it's not weird. Just come say what's up, and I'm down to chat as long as I don't have like somewhere to be. I'll still chat with you, but sometimes I might just have to jet off to go shoot or whatever. But no, definitely come say hi. Definitely get a picture, and just be sure to tag me. Joe Driggers asks, how did y'all meet, and have y'all always shot bows together? You want to tackle this one first? Or you want me to tackle it?
No, I'm going to tackle it because you tell the story wrong.
I do not. I'll tell the truth.
No, he does not tell the story correctly. I came out here for the Navy about 2 years ago now, 2020. And like I said, didn't think that I was going to ever shoot again, at least while I was in California. And started researching how I possibly could. Obviously started on YouTube, and lo and behold, somebody's channel came up.
Found the lover boy.
So, found him via Instagram, asked, hey, you're a local, how do things work out here, etc. Actually, no, that's not true. That's wrong. So, added him on Instagram, and that's when, as one of the new kids, the young kids say now, he slid into the DMs with a, hey. And so I replied with, hey, just looking to start hunting out here, etc., blah, blah, blah. And from there, somebody used some slick conversations and slid a phone number, and that was it. And now, yes, we shoot all the time. No, do we shoot everything together? Absolutely not. He does plenty on his own. Very independent individual.
Yeah.
So that is the correct and honest story. Whatever you hear come out of his mouth is wrong.
So as an accurate story, I was in New Mexico hunting when she followed me. So of course, being in a very remote area for a long time, hunting with only my dad, is you guys know how it is. So anyway,
It was out of desperation.
No, yeah, I was super desperate. So we started chit-chatting, and when I started YouTube, it's always in the back of your head, like maybe I'll start a YouTube channel and get a hot girlfriend who shoots bows and hunts because of it, and it's possible. It's possible. So keep your goals high. Bruce Scott again. I like all these repeat guys. Thank you guys for the support. Brianna, would you go on a hunt if James asks, and are you happy just doing tack and stuff?
Oh no, we have this conversation frequently now, I guess. Obviously got back into shooting. I think when I first entered your channel on videos, it was a little unknown to people, I guess, that I have hunted before. So I started out, besides tree stand, still hunting with my bow. I've only ever shot one with a rifle, a doe, and I was actually ran dogs, so that's a thing in Florida. I had to explain to him what that was. So quite a few deer with a shotgun, and then tree stand hunting with my bow. So I don't know, probably close to 10 deer or more, I guess, and one turkey in my life. So I absolutely would love to still, like I said, we're going to go javelina hunting, but start to kind of get into the realm of hunting again, whether that's on my own or with James. Just have to start putting in for tags. So, no, I am not only a target tack shooter, nor could I ever be. I love it too much.
James and Brianna, this is from Lauren Charette. James and Brianna, do you guys do 3D shoots all over? Yes. Jim Douglas asks, this is my favorite question. This will be the last one, okay? This is my favorite question.
Oh boy.
I'll post the picture right here so you know what he's talking about. Jim Douglas says, how do you hide the trouser trophy so well and pull off the Lieutenant Dangle look still? It is not impressive. It is not impressive. That's how. That's going to wrap up the Q&A. This is the first one we've done. Maybe we'll do more if you guys like this video. I personally enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's fun.
It was fun. Hopefully you guys learned some things, got some value out of it. And like I said, if you know, think you're going to start a YouTube channel and find a hot girlfriend, it's possible. You know, just want to drive that home. So set your goals high, and there it is. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Hit bowdisciples.com. Check out all the new merch. There's a lot. And see you guys in the next video. We appreciate it.